Okay. I think I got it, guys. It's taken me all night. No sleep whatsoever. But I think I cracked the code. Kinemon! You clever son of a gun! You didn't think that I could crack it, did you? But you didn't account for one thing, Kinemon. In your master Machiavellian schemes, you did not know that I had a pair of glasses that I knocked the lenses out that I could put on. You didn't know I had that at my disposal, did you? Plus 15 new intelligence right here, Kinemon, revealing his master plan for the entire world to see. A peanut! Everything makes sense now, doesn't it? Yes, I knew it! It all comes down to the peanut. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Kinemon's master plan, but more importantly, we're going to be talking about a little storytelling device that Oda utilizes quite a bit in his manga, and it's one of the reasons we love him just so much. Oda's always been really good at combining really intense shonen action with comedy. Something that is not easy to do. Yeah, I mean, anybody can just throw a random joke in the middle of a fight or something like that, but it's stuff like that that happened in the last chapter that just makes me stand up and just... I'll actually do it. I'll actually do it. He deserves it. Oda deserves it. Let's give it to him, alright? So, yeah. So, in the last chapter of One Piece, chapter 975, we have the arrival of Kyoshiro, Denjiro, and he reveals that, oh yes, of course, you thought all of the men of the rebellion were missing, you thought they were defeated by Kaido, but in actuality, they actually are behind Kyoshiro because they met at a completely different location than the Tokage port. They met at the Habu Wharf, which was a location that Yasue favored, and the reason for this mix-up was because Kinemon told the rest of the scabbards that they would be meeting at Tokage port because of the addition of these two little lines on their original plan, okay? And the joke was, at the end of the chapter, it was revealed that Kinemon actually did genuinely think it was Tokage port, because as we all know, if you add some lines to a snake, it instantly turns into a lizard, right? I mean, come on now, this is a snake, and this is a lizard. It's the exact same thing with feet, right? I mean, there's no difference otherwise, right? Yeah. So, Kinemon, you know, he just like, alright, yeah, we're gonna be meet at Tokage port. So they get to Tokage port, and it's like completely deserted and all that stuff. And Denjiro was the one that, picked up the slack and kind of gathered everybody else. But Denjiro genuinely thought that Kinemon was the mastermind here, as do all the other scabbards. And at the end of the chapter, it's looking like Kinemon is not going to spill the beans to his allies. It doesn't look like Kinemon's gonna, kneel down to Inuarashi and be like, yeah, so, yeah, all of that happened, that was complete luck. And it would be really funny if the other scabbards were aware of it and be like, oh yeah, totally, we know you're not that smart. We know this all happened by happen chance, but let's just roll with it. This is, we're doing a good thing here, alright? We got all these men, they're rallied together, they think you're a genius, let's just roll with it. Alright, fine. You maybe get Kawamatsu in the background that's like, yeah, Kinemon, you're a genius. Oh yeah, we are. Thank God he thinks so. Let's just go, let's go. Okay. So, this has actually happened a few times before in the story. The two times that I see get brought up quite a bit are the moment with Usopp at Dressrosa and the moment with Buggy at Marineford. Now, allow me to explain, they're not the exact same instances where they have some master plan that turns out to be just luck. No, it's more of an idea of right when you think that a character that is just going to be used for comic relief is actually utilized in such a clever way. So in situation with Usopp, we have Usopp going up against Sugar and Treble, okay? Everybody else is turned into a toy. Robin is a toy, everybody else up above is, busy with other stuff. Frankie is busy at the factory and all that stuff. So literally in the underground port, it's all on Usopp. So initially we think oh, okay, man, Usopp, this is your time to shine. Usopp's gonna pull some crazy badass ability out of nowhere. He's gonna take out his Kabuto. He's gonna somehow manage to defeat Sugar, get her knocked out to release the effect of her Hobby no Mi. That's what has to happen. Usopp has to be able to, win this, okay? And so the fight actually doesn't go that way. Usopp is defeated quite handily by Treble and Sugar, and he's honestly right one step shy of comatose. He's like, ugh. He's all beaten, and we're sitting there as an audience how the hell are we, how's he going to win this? How is everybody going to be okay? Because he's already beaten, unless he's pretending, unless he pulls something else out, he's done. But no, Usopp is genuinely out of ideas. And Sugar approaches him with the Tanta Tabasco, little pellet thing that they were going to attempt to feed her. And she's like, oh yeah, you were gonna feed me this thing that was probably poisoned. Anyway, you can eat it. So she shoves it down Usopp's throat and, is like, alright, game over. And then, whoa! And then, Sugar passes out from just the, that. I mean, if that happened right in front of your face, I think your heart would jump out of your chest as well, right? And so Sugar passes out, and the effects of her Hobby no Mi disappear. Everybody turns back into humans or animals or whatever they were before they were toys. Robin is back. All the members of the Grand Fleet are back, like Hyrudin and everybody. All the Tontatas are back. And Usopp essentially saves the day in the most, unexpected way possible. But it wasn't done in a way where... And I'm sure maybe there were a few people that were like, oh, that's bullcrap, Oda. You expect us to believe anything. But I think most people were like, that's actually kind of clever. That's hilarious. It fits right in line with Usopp's character. And yeah, we're fine with it just because how awesome it was. And then the aftermath of that, Oda did not just set it up as like a one-time joke, like, oh yeah, Usopp's face went crazy and Sugar fell out. It's like, no, it was because of that he became God Usopp, because Doflamingo knew he was the one that caused all the people to turn back into humans, and he's like, he's the one that's pissed me off the most today. 3 stars for Luffy, 5 stars for Usopp, And everyone's like, whoa, he's God Usopp, right? And then, here's the thing, though, and here's something that's, I think gonna happen with Kinemon. I don't want to say definitely, because, I have no idea where Oda's gonna take this. But I could see this going down this path, absolutely. So... that could have been right there Usopp's, shining moment of Dressrosa. It was kind of accidental. In fact, it was 100% accidental. Usopp did not intend to, when she shoves that, giant Tabasco pellet down my gullet, I'm gonna express a crazy face and that's gonna pass her out. That was my plan all along. Usopp didn't think of that. It happened. It was reflex. So that could have been his shining moment. But no, Oda gave him another shining moment at the end, before the end of Dressrosa, one more final battle thing, where he takes out his Kabuto, and he fires off that bagworm shot with Kanjuro's drawing, and, in order to save Luffy and Law from being turned into toys by Sugar. And so, that was a moment that was intentional. That was that badass Usopp moment we were expecting earlier, but we got when we weren't expecting it, okay? That's how Oda kind of spins this kind of stuff around, And so he fires that shot, perfectly angled. He awakens his observation hockey in the process, and then it fires right through that window like a kilometer away. I think it was maybe even more than that, and then the thing explodes, and then combining once again the badassness from the shot he fired to the comedy with the expression, and then Sugar passes out again. So that was kind of a nice moment. That was like, alright, we got that goofy moment with Usopp that saved the day, and then we got the actual serious moment with Usopp that still involved comedy because it's Usopp that saved the day. Buggy at Marineford was kind of the same thing. Buggy shows up at Marineford like, I am Captain Buggy, and I have all of these prisoners at my beck and call. And of course, you got Jinbei, and you got Ivankov, and Crocodile, and Mr. One, and you got Luffy there, that are all way stronger than Buggy, that are really leading this charge, to defeat, the Marines and save Ace and everything like that. But then you got Buggy off to the side, and it's like, Buggy actually does pull his weight during the war. He served as a great body shield for Mihawk, for Luffy, so that was useful there. And even near the end of the arc, when he was mouthing off to Shanks, I mean, yeah, him and Shanks have a relationship from beforehand and all that stuff, but that doesn't change the fact, if you see somebody in the One Piece world just bad-mouthing a Yonko, you just don't give a damn. It's just like, damn you, red hair Shanks! I'm not even calling him red hair. Damn you, Shanks! Calling him by his name, not giving him anything, not honorifics or anything. It's like, Shanks, how dare you come here and do this and act all cool? If you saw someone doing that in the One Piece world, you'd be like, oh, he is so totally dead. But then Shanks is, talking to him like an equal, and it's like, what? And so, Buggy had the whole thing with displaying the Den Den Mushi so people could still see the war even after the other video feeds cut out, and Buggy, of course, was the one that, provided Luffy with his hat. Gave him his hat at the end of the war, okay? So, there was a few moments there, and then eventually Buggy, because of the events of Marineford, he becomes a warlord, alright? So it's just like, okay, it started off as a funny funny comedy moment, like, "Hi, I'm Buggy, I'm leading the Marineford charge," and he's like, "Yeah, Captain Pirate, Buggy D Clown, he's the one that led the breakout at Impel Down alongside Luffy. He's the one that orchestrated this whole freaking operation. He's gonna become a warlord," So, Oda tends to do that. So with this in mind, I'm thinking, at some point during this final battle at Onigashima, Kinemon is going to come up with another plan, and that plan is actually going to be the serious plan. Maybe you could say it's because of his confidence from the first plan, like lucking out the way it did. Kinemon's like, okay, they have to break into Kaido's men, or they have to figure out some way to maybe separate the calamities. Like, there's something that's going to require Kinemon's thinking, and I think Oda is going to spin it away to be like, no, don't think of Kinemon as an idiot. Don't think of him as just like I just got really lucky. I think there is going to be a moment in the arc where Kinemon actually is going to have a battle plan orchestrated, and it's gonna happen, and it's gonna work exactly as he planned it, and they're like, Kinemon, you and your master plans, we've been foiled again, roar, and then Kinemon's like, yeah, this time he'll be like, yep, absolutely, my plan the whole way. Even if it isn't like an exact master plan, there is going to be a moment with Kinemon during the final war, regardless, where he's going to show his stuff. I mean, he's a very talented swordsman, the Foxfire Kinemon. We might get a little bit more about his specific kind of swordsmanship. Like, how exactly does he just swing his sword and start fires? I mean, friction, I guess, same deal with Red Hawk, I guess maybe, but we might get a little bit more of detail into exactly how his, particular style works, and we might get a serious battle with Kinemon and, maybe Kawamatsu and Kiku. They all team up together to take on, a member of the Calamities, or a member of the Tobi Roppo, or a strong member of the Big Mom crew, or of something of that nature, right? And we're gonna have a moment where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we had that funny comedy moment when, we thought that he was an idiot, but he was really a smart guy, but he was really kind of not the smartest guy. But now we find out, oh yeah, here it is. This is his big moment of the arc, so he gets kind of two. I think Oda's probably gonna do that. And here's the thing, even if you expect it, even if it's coming, Oda will probably figure out some way to spin it to make it, genuinely surprising even then. I'm thinking right now Kinemon's gonna come up with some kind of plan, but it might not be as simple as that. It might just be like, he comes up with a plan. Like, let's say, okay, Kinemon attacks Onigashima with his scabbards, and he's like, okay, tell us what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did earlier, except I'm going to do it intentionally. So I'm going to give my allies false information, but in actuality, that was the intent, because the overall idea that I'm trying to get across here, I need to feed them false information in order to make that a reality. So it's like he learned from his massive amount of luck, and he's going to try to add that to his own skills, and that might actually pay off. It might be something of that nature, but I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. But I'm really excited for Kinemon. I think he's really going to pull his weight in this arc. He's the one we've been around with the longest, ever since Punk Hazard, of course. And hey, let's think about all of Kinemon's master acting skills here. I mean, the dude does have range, okay? When we first met Kinemon, we didn't even know he was Kinemon. We thought it was a talking dragon. Kinemon made us think he was a giant dragon. And then even after that, we thought he could, he was a talking butt. Because Kinemon has that very rare skill. It doesn't really get brought up anymore, but he has the ability to speak out of his farts. They incorporate that into the plan somehow, Oda, because everybody forgot that he could do that. But now, here we are 200, 300 chapters later since Punk Hazard or whatever. Here we are in the final battle at Onigashima. You should have a moment where it's like, oh, he could team up with Law, and he could be like, Law, don't know, separate my bottom half from my upper half. I have an idea. And Law's like, why would I? Okay, you're the samurai. Room, shambles. It's like, and then, Kinemon's lower half runs down a hallway and hey, everybody, I'm over here. I hear he's over here. What? That's just a butt, huh? And then the rest of them jump on, it's just jump on top of them. And then Kinemon joins back up with his lower half and is like, the plan went perfectly fine. Law's just sitting there okay, fine, whatever. So yeah, incorporate that. But yeah, he could speak out of his butt with his farts. And, who can forget that famous scene during Dressrosa when he dressed up like the young master Doflamingo himself and Gladys actually thought he was him. Now, you could either chalk that up to Kinemon's impeccable acting skill, or you could chalk that up to Gladys being an idiot. but I'd say a little bit of half and half on that one, honestly. Because Kinemon's disguise really wasn't that good. He wasn't that convincing at all, you know, because Gladys was like, oh, young master, what are you doing here? And Kinemon pretending to be Doflamingo's like, young master, why would you call me that? I'm Don Quixote Doflamingo. Oh, right, yeah, I'm the young master. How you doing, Gladys? Gladys, sir, it's okay. You always forget it anyway. No one really cared much about Gladys, but yeah, so, yeah, he's got skills. Let's see how they pay off here in this arc. Additionally to that, now that I actually think about it, that would honestly probably be the best way to take down Kanjuro. You know, because Kanjuro played everybody for saps. Everyone was just like, oh, Kanjuro is our ally. Kanjuro is a scabbard loyal to Odin alongside all of us. And then he reveals, like, oh, no, it was just all a ploy. I was never loyal to you to begin with. I was always loyal to Orochi. I just pretended to be your friend. I didn't hate you necessarily, but I wasn't your ally in that sense. Only on the stage was I your ally, right? Well, Kinemon is obviously furious about that, and I think the general consensus in the fan base is that Kinemon has to be the one to take down Kanjuro, and I feel the same way in that regard, because once again, yeah, Kinemon was the first scabbard to be revealed, well, Kanjuro was the second, and it seemed like they were really good friends, and think about that, like, Kinemon was genuinely worried about Kanjuro's well-being when he got captured at Dressrosa. He's like, he literally risked his life for him, and after finding out what Kanjuro's where his real loyalties lie, you know, Kinemon's gonna be furious about that. He was furious. He lopped off Kanjuro's head. I mean, it was just an ink clone, but still. And then after that, he was really just upset by it. He was apologizing, lying prostrate between Luffy and everybody, like, I'm sorry, we failed. There was a traitor in our midst, and I didn't see it. So I feel like because Kanjuro was the traitor, and, you know, Kinemon was kind of like the head of the scabbards. He is the head of the scabbards, you know, and everything now that Odin's gone, you know, he's like the general of the scabbards. It's going to be his responsibility to take care of that, you know, and I'm sure all the other scabbards would be willing to help him. I'm sure Kawamatsu, Kiku, Inuarashi, Ashura, I'm sure they would all lend their aid to defeat Kanjuro. It's like, no, we're all going to face him together. But I feel like Kinemon might be the kind of guy that's like, I appreciate that, everybody, I really do. But I'm the one that should have seen through him. I'm the one that should have known, you know, because I had, like, higher responsibility than everybody. I was the one that was leading this charge, and I didn't even, you know, honestly, right now, I could feel Kinemon feeling really bad about that, because he was duped by Kanjuro, and his plan ended up working, but completely by accident. If I was Kinemon right now, I would actually be feeling really down on myself. I don't know if you could really afford to do that while you're in the middle of a battle, but I'd feel like, man, I got duped by Kanjuro, and my plan was so stupid, it ended up succeeding just because of sheer happen chance. Whew, man, I am not good at this. I am not good at this. Maybe I should give Ashura the title of, like, head of the scabbards, because, oh, man, that's not good. So maybe Kanjuro feels like he needs to redeem himself, you know, not just from the plan, but also for Kanjuro. He needs to redeem himself. He needs to prove to, not just everybody, he needs to prove to himself, I can do this. I can live up to Odin's legacy. I can fulfill his wish. I am the leader of the scabbards, damn it. I'm Foxfire Kinemon. And step one of that is going to be to get rid of Kanjuro. You know, take care of that problem. Rescue Momonosuke. All right, Momo, I saved you. The traitor has been cut down. I am Kinemon of the Foxfire, leader of the scabbards. Now, scamper off somewhere safe. I got a dragon to slay. Probably not a good idea for me to run off in the middle of Onigashima. Okay, fine, you can stay behind me, but we got a dragon to slay. Quit spitting on me. Okay, I will. You know, so, Kinemon, buddy, you haven't really been focused on too much in this story. There's been a few moments during Punk Hazard and Wano where Oda focused on Kinemon. But, you know, we're focusing on the Straw Hats and Lawn Kid. We want to see stuff from them. But the Scabbards are very much the main cast of this, you know, Onigashima raid. You know, that's their fight at the end of the day. Luffy, Kid, Law, they're all outsiders. It's the Scabbards fight. And Kinemon's the leader of the Scabbards, and I think he needs to prove that he is worthy of that title. So with that being said, I'll leave it off there. That's a pretty epic way to end the video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey, I wonder what Barry would look like with glasses on. Let's try that out there. Do they fit? No, they don't really fit. Kind of. There we go. Yeah, it's Barry. You're so dignified now, indeed. Yes. Have a great one, everybody. Tekking signing out.